In our headlines for this evening, injunction granted to halt boundary changes and students learn how to convey positive messages through the arts. The details are straight ahead. Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Tuesday, January 20th, 2015. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. An injunction was granted by the High Court on Friday restraining the St. Kitts and the Nevis government from proclaiming constituency boundaries changes. Chris Hamel-Smith, the senior counsel representing the opposition, says the injunction was granted on Friday afternoon even as the government was moving to have the boundaries changed. The judge has issued an injunction restraining that proclamation from being made in order to stop the report from coming into effect, Hamel-Smith says. The senior counsel says the judge has said things must not change until the court has an opportunity to look at the whole matter properly and not under unfair and undue pressure and haste. However, government attorney Sylvester Anthony suggests that the injunction obtained by the opposition to stop the proclamation of the constituency boundary changes is of no effect, as he is not aware that an order has been served to the relevant parties. Anthony suggests that whatever orders were served by the court would be useless if the orders were not served before the proclamation of the boundary changes. The matter is scheduled to be heard in the High Court this week, according to Hamel-Smith. The police on Nevis carried out an operation on Saturday night which has led to 3 persons being apprehended and taken into custody. The persons are Alexander Diaz, a national of the Dominican Republic, who was wanted for the murder of Pabel Santana, which was committed on December 21st, 2014, and 2 Jamaican nationals who were attempting to smuggle out on a fishing boat to St. Martin. Formal charges will be laid against these persons. The fishing vessel and its operator or operators eluded the police. Several rounds of ammunition were discharged by the police during this operation. However, no reports of injuries have been made to local hospitals. An active investigation is being carried out to identify and bring to justice the boat owners or operators involved in these types of activities. Commissioner of Police Dr. Selvin Walwyn is thanking Assistant Commissioner Ian Creeley and the Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force for the excellent coordinating during this investigation. The Inland Revenue Department is reminding persons who operate businesses or trade in Nevis that the business and occupation license is due for payment on or before the end of this month. The department stipulates that where different stores, shops, or other premises are kept in the name of one person or firm, a separate license should be taken out for each activity for which the entity is engaged.
Persons who fail to have these business licenses renewed, they will attract a 1% interest rate of their business license that they hold. Soon, our department, Taxpayer Services, will be visiting the various businesses within Nevis to advise them about their responsibilities, their duties in terms of holding such a business license. We are appealing to the taxpayers to be compliant and to visit our department to have these business licenses renewed.
The renewed license will be valid until December 31st, 2015. Upon payment for the business and occupation license, taxpayers would be presented with a receipt and a certificate, which should be placed in a prominent position at the place of business. If the business will be closed or inactivated for any length of time, the Inland Revenue Department, along with the Ministry of Finance, must be notified in writing prior to such closure. We'll have more local news after this break.
We are the grade 3 students of the Joycelyn Library Primary School, and you are watching NTV.
Welcome back. An applied creative arts company out of Trinidad and Tobago called Arts in Action on Friday, January 16th, performed 3 scenes for the island's secondary school students at the St. Paul's Anglican School Hall. Janine Chase, the project coordinator at the United Nations Development Program UNDP in Barbados and the OACS, spoke to us about the reason for the visit.
We're here in Nevis to present a workshop, an action-oriented learning workshop using the creative arts. So we're presenting 3 scenes or 3 issues to the youth here for them to begin to understand the issues and begin to think of how can I develop a solution, or what kind of recommendation would I make to another young person who finds themselves in this situation, or what would I do, or what should I do if I find myself in this situation.
Chase also spoke about the students' reaction to the scenes.
The scenes there were 3 scenes. So one which looks at a very young girl having a relationship with an older man, 16 to 40, a busman. And then the second scene looks at cyberbullying, so young people using Facebook to bash each other. And then the third scene looks at a gang scenario, gang, drugs type of scenario. And every time we did the workshop, we got different results. So you present the 3 scenes and then you give the young persons an opportunity to choose which of the 3 scenes they would like to discuss. And it varied from school to school. It varied based on the dynamics within the group. So when we found that when we worked with more boys in a group where there were more boys, they were more interested in the gang violence.
Before coming to Nevis, the Arts in Action group spent 4 days in St. Kitts, where they also performed at secondary schools on the island. Pierre Liebert, Senior Youth Officer in the Ministry of Youth Empowerment on St. Kitts, accompanied the group on its visit to Nevis.
We're happy to be here this morning and for the rest of the day, in fact, interacting with the young people. On the invitation, in fact, the continued collaboration with the Department of Youth here in Nevis. We've had a long tradition of collaborating on issues of significance to youth development of young people in the Federation, and we're just here to continue in that vein. This is a very noteworthy and dynamic and very exciting initiative that we are happy that the young people of both islands could share in. And I'd like to thank the United Nations Development Program, Ms. Chase, and the Arts in Action team for coming on board and being a part of it and facilitating.
Arts in Action seeks to extend the work and the mission of the University of the West Indies Department of Creative and Festival Arts into communities and institutions in Trinidad and Tobago and subsequently throughout the region. Members of the US-based Urology Associates say the number of men who participated in its prostate cancer screening drive grew tremendously this year. A record-breaking 558 men were screened on Saturday at the 7th annual clinic.
This year we did see a lot of people coming back. One of the things I must say that we have some people who would skip 2 and 3 years, and then when they do come back, we find abnormalities when previously they didn't. So they should be consistent in the screening itself. We can tell you the numbers that when we started out with 40 and 50, that the incidence rate and the prevalence rate was very high. It was 5.3, but over the last 7 years has decreased to less than 1% of the population now. We're seeing with cancer, and we're not seeing the late stage cancers anymore. We had last year one person came in with late stage cancer, and he said he couldn't come to the screenings because he had to work every Saturday. And that's what happens when you don't screen. You see more people coming in with late stage cancer, which we can't do anything for. The early stage cancer, the cure rate is 95%. So we behoove and we tell everybody to come in and be screened because it's important. We can pick it up early, and once we pick up early, we can treat.
Dr. Dwayne Thwaites led the team of certified urologists, which comprised Drs. Brian Cohen, Daniel Caruso, and Kamal Mars.
I'm very grateful to the team who take the time off. Take the time off from work to come down, and it shows how interested they are in doing so. The big sponsors, the persons who put forward most of the necessary equipment and everything for us to do the screening. They don't want to be known. But we have a few like Sunshine and the TDC, Lyme, the hospital staff, thanks to the matron for letting us, the lab technicians that have come out and supported us and have worked very hard because they have a big job to do all the to do all the screenings, and sometimes we get food from Cleo, and a bunch of the elderly ladies in the population would put forward and send us food and drinks so that we could be well nourished to do the screen. I mean, overall everything was well done, and we were able to get out by about 1 o'clock with 570 people. I think that's incredible, and that adds to that shows for the expedient and the staff and everyone who have put this program together, and it's getting better and better every year thanks to Jessica and her team.
Meantime, nurse Jessica Scarborough is expressing appreciation to all the volunteers whom she says take time out each year to assist in this very worthy venture.
I do have a very good supportive team in terms of, well, most of them has been with us for the whole 7 years. Some came on board this year for the first time. However, they did just as well as those who were there all these years. So we have to give thanks to them.
Yesterday, flamboyant nursing home resident, centenarian Cillian Powell of Zion Village celebrated her 103rd birthday. To celebrate the special occasion, members of Powell's family hosted a service held in her honor at the nursing home.
Thank you, Mama. I wish you many, many more years of love, laughter. We love you so much. Thank you.
Sister Sutton of the Flamboyant Nursing Home and the entire staff of the nursing home. The staff works tirelessly to make everyone happy, keep them comfortable, and believe me, when you have family in the nursing home, you sleep a lot easier at night knowing that you have staff who are dedicated, really dedicated, and go beyond, to make sure that the patients or the members of the nursing home is happy, is relaxed, and is well taken care of. We sleep a lot better at night knowing that Mama is taken care of by the staff.
While she's still alive, let us get some of our remedies, write them down, and continue to celebrate her and celebrate her successes, celebrate all the traditions that she's passed down to us. And Mama, again, as the spokesperson for the family, I want to tell you, happy 103, and I hope God grants us the grace to be back here for 104.
Also sharing in the celebrations was Junior Minister of Social Development, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams.
Through the grace of God and through the care and attention of her family, she has been able to see that milestone. What is very fortunate as well is that she has been able to live 4 generations of her offspring, and that is commendable. I bring you greetings, Ms. Powell, from the Ministry, the Department of Social Development, and by extension, the entire Nevis Island administration. We are hoping that you will continue to live out your golden years here at the Flamboyant Nursing Home in your true natural self. Continue to be joyous. And so, Martin, on behalf of all of us, we would like to say congratulations on reaching your 103rd birthday, and may you continue to live in the solace of God. May you continue to bring that pleasure to us as the matriarch of the Powell's family.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. These people come to wake me up. I love them anymore. Them love me, me love them.
Cillian Powell is Nevis's eldest female resident. That's it for this evening's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. Good night.